The January 5th Mass Borough Council meeting to order. Please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It is cold out there.
Not that Kathy changed that seat. All right. Personal appeals, part one. Anyone with a personal appeal, please step forward, sign in, state your name and address for the record, and you have 5 minutes. Hearing none. Community minute. Any member of council have an item for community minute? Nothing. Just a reminder, garbage collection. Please put your trash and recyclables out Tuesday. New collection starts Wednesday. Special presentations, we have none this evening. Reading of the minutes. In your binders, the minutes from the December 15th council meeting. Is there a motion to dispense with the formal reading of those minutes? Motion by Mr. Lavenberg, is there a second? Second by Mr. Anders. Discussion. All those in favor? We have 7 ayes. Additions or corrections? Hearing none, motion to adopt is drafted. Motion by Mr. Brown, second by Mr. Barrett. Discussion. All those in favor? We have 7 ayes. Decision on bids. We have no bids this evening. Communications. The first letter in our binder comes from Marguerite Viola. She is the owner of the Switchback Pizza Company. She's purchased the property at 525 Jubilee Street and will be opening a wood oven pizza restaurant on the east side of the building. She'd be interested in leasing 3 parking spots from the borough to have additional parking for her customers. The handicap entrance to the restaurant will be the door on the east end that faces the movie theater, and would like to have our handicap space right next to this door and 2 other spaces for our customers next to the handicap space. I will refer this to general administration. Mr. Barrett.
Yep.
The next 2 letters come from Hanover Engineering, both signed by J. Bradley Youst. On behalf of the entire Hanover Engineering team, I'd like to wish you and the borough staff a happy holiday season and healthy and prosperous new year. We sincerely thank the borough for the appointment of Hanover Engineering as the borough engineer during 2014 and respectfully request the opportunity to be reappointed to this position in 2015. Additionally, they propose to hold the retainer rate at $125 per month for the coming year. Mr. Barrett, I believe this is on general administration's list of reappointments for this evening. And also the second letter from Hanover Engineering is dealing with the sewerage enforcement officers. The appointment of one or more of the officers will ensure coverage and flexibility of individuals making repairs and/or installing new systems. We ask that the following certified sewer enforcement officers be appointed for the borough: Jacob Schrey, Christopher Taylor, and Jeffrey Huff. And I also believe that that is on your list as well, Mr. Barrett.
Yes.
Okay. The next item is a community event request let me find page 1 here, for a 5-mile road race and finish festival to be held Saturday, June 6th from 7 a.m. to, well, setup would be 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., registration 9 to 10, race begins at 10:30. Course closes at 12:30, the finish festival from 11 to 2, and tear down from 2 to 3. They are asking that the festival be held on Triangle Park. She is requesting tents for the park. Somewhere I saw that they intend to have alcohol available.
Funk's Brewery.
Funk Brewery.
Funk Brewery, I believe, is sponsoring it. I believe.
Yep.
and their liability insurance will follow. I'm going to refer this to Parks and Recreation. Your meeting tomorrow, Mr. Anders?
Yes.
If you could discuss this in detail. I know she's asking for street closures, which would be the responsibility of the mayor. The route is all listed, but if you could take a look at that.
We will look at it
Tomorrow.
tomorrow.
And I'll also add it to the public safety agenda because of the route,
Thank you.
and we'll talk about that on Wednesday. Yes, it is. I have nothing further for communication. Mr. Pepe, do you have anything?
No.
Any member of council have an item? Mr. Mayor, do you have any communications? None, okay. Borough Engineers Report, we have no engineer this evening. Solicitors Report, Attorney Sturba, how are you? Happy New Year.
Thank you, ma'am. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Good. Progress on the report.
Oh, thank you. Unfinished business, part 1. We have nothing on our agenda this evening, which brings us to new business. In your binder is ordinance 1120. This is an ordinance dealing with a handicap parking space at 811 Chestnut Street and also establishing prohibited parking on Railroad Street in the area of Railroad and Fifth. Is there a motion to read ordinance 1120 in short title? Motion by Mr. Brown, second by Mr. Lavenberg. Discussion? All those in favor? We have 7 ayes. This is ordinance 1120, an ordinance of the Borough of Emmaus, Lehigh County, Pennsylvania, amending Chapter 15, Section 602.2.a of the Mass Borough Code, removing a residential handicap parking sign on a public street located in front of 811 Chestnut Street, and Chapter 15, Sections 403, establishing prohibited parking on Railroad Street within the Borough of Emmaus. This is coming out of Public Safety Committee. We had an issue that was brought to our attention that a portion of Railroad Street is not posted no parking, and we actually had individuals parking in the intersection of Fifth and Railroad Street. It's kind of a funky intersection where it actually intersects with one another, but individuals were actually parking in the lane of traffic. So committee recommended that we do post this no parking. So is there a motion to adopt ordinance 1120 as read? Motion by Mr. Brown, second by Mr. Barrett. Discussion? It's a roll call vote. Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mr. Shubsta?
Aye.
Mr. Anders?
Aye.
Mr. Lavenberg?
Aye.
Mr. Holtsafer?
Aye.
Mr. Barrett?
Aye.
Mrs. Gilbert votes aye. We have 7 ayes. If we could have this advertised for second reading. Unfinished business, part 2. We have nothing. Items not on the agenda subject to Rule 9. Any member of council have an item that they wish to bring forward? Hearing none. Mayor's report. Mr. Mayor? Nothing. All right. Committee reports. Public Works. Mr. Lavenberg.
Yes, the Public Works Committee usually meets the first Thursday of the month, and that was New Year's Day, so we scheduled it for this Thursday, and it will be here at Council Chambers. Our new meeting time this year will be 3:30 instead of 3:15. If nobody has any questions, I report progress.
Thank you. Health, sanitation, and codes. Mr. Shubstack.
Thank you. Yeah, new word. Our first meeting of the year is scheduled for January 15th at 4:30 p.m. Progress.
Thank you. Mr. Pepe, I believe we have an ordinance that actually covers all our committee structures. I believe we're going to have to amend that ordinance to include codes enforcement.
We will.
Okay, thank you. Parks and Recreation, Mr. Anders.
We meet tomorrow, January 6th. That time is incorrect. We are meeting at 4 p.m. It says 9 a.m. on here. And beyond that, I report progress.
Thank you. Public Safety, we have one item in our binder under Public Safety, and that is to accept the resignation of Bethany Adams. Read the letter. I, Bethany A. Adams, formally withdraw from the position of full-time police officer for the Borough of UMass due to personal and professional reasons effective December 23rd, 2014. Is there a motion to accept Bethany's resignation? Motion by Mr. Lavenberg. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Brown. Discussion. All those in favor? We have 7 ayes. Civil Service Commission has drafted the ad for application, the start of the process for conducting the testing and everything to establish an eligibility list. I believe, if I remember correctly, the applications need to be returned by February 4th or 5th,
February 4th, I believe.
something like that. All the testing dates have been confirmed and have all been scheduled, so we'll see what happens with that. We do have 2 vacancies currently in the department that we need to fill, so we will be working on that this year. That's all Public Safety has to report. General Administration, Mr. Barrett.
We have the first resolution of the year, Resolution 2015-1. And would you like me to go through
If you
all of
could-
them
yes.
individually?
The department and the name, and then we'll approve it all at one shot.
Go all at once, okay.
Yeah, just read them all.
All right, so I'll start with Ambulance Corps Chief Jeffrey Hoffman, Animal Control Officer Richard Hantz, Borough Manager / Secretary Shane Pepe, Borough Solicitor Dimmick and Dinkelacker, Director of Finance and Treasurer Christine Snyder, Certified Public Accountant France Anderson Basil and Company, Civil Service Commission Solicitor Davison and McCarthy, Code Enforcement Officer, Public Works and Public Works Inspector James Farnsworth, Earned Income and Local Service Tax Office H.A. Burkheimer, Emergency Management Coordinator James Crippy, Engineer, Hanover Engineering, actually I'll specify that because it does say it here, for Engineer General, Water and Sewer, Hanover Engineering, Fire Chief James Rice, Fire Inspector Daniel Sell, Health Officer Gary Ritter, Pension Consultant and Police and Non-Uniform Conrad Siegel, Per Capita Tax Office H.A. Burkheimer, Police Chief David Faust, Public Works Director John DeShala, Sewer Enforcement Officers Jacob Schrey, Jeffrey Huff, and Christopher Taylor, Special Labor Counsel Ballard Spar LLP, Weed and Snow Enforcement Officer Paula Wiant, Zoning Hearing Board Solicitor Ronald Corkery, Esquire. And I'll place that in a form of motion.
Is there a second? Second by Mr. Anders. Discussion. All those in favor? We have 7 ayes.
I have one question.
Mr. Lambert?
With regard to the one letter we got from Hanover Engineering, the rates that we got, I didn't hear any discussion. Did the rates increase?
No, they remain the same.
They're all the same.
They remain the same.
Okay, I'm sorry, I missed it if it was said. Thanks.
And then we also have a resolution amending the job description for the Borough Treasurer. And I'll place that in the form of a motion.
And that's a motion to adopt ordinance 2015-2.
That's correct.
Resolution.
Is there a second?
Resolution.
It's a resolution. Second by Mr. Lavenberg. Discussion? All those in favor? We have 7 ayes.
And I otherwise report progress. We're meeting January 7th at 9 a.m.
Okay,
Yeah, 7th.
yeah. Budget and Finance, Mr. Holzapher.
Thank you, ma'am. In your binder, you will find the bill list. I will read the resolution. Resolution 2015-3, resolved by Borough Council to authorize payment of the January 5, 2015 bill list as follows. Bill list $337,332.70. Payroll 26, $168,986.27. Payroll taxes $39,305.76 for a total of $545,624.73. done this 5th of January 2015, and I'll make that into the form of a motion.
Is there a second? Second by Mr. Schubsta. Discussion. All those in favor? We have 7 ayes.
And with that, I'll report progress.
Thank you. Community Relations Planning and Development, Mr. Brown.
Our next meeting is January 13th at 4:15 PM here in council chambers. I'll report progress.
Thank you. Personal Appeals Part 2. Anyone with a personal appeal, please sign in, state your name and address for the record, and you have 5 minutes. Hearing none. Borough Manager's Report. Mr. Pepe.
The significant revenue and expense items for December are in your binder.
This is for December.
Otherwise, progress.
Any questions for the manager? Hearing none. President's Business. I have nothing this evening. Mr. Ladenburg?
Was it announced that we're having a special meeting next Thursday?
No.
Think we should do that?
You just did, thank you.
There's a special meeting of Borough Council Chambers here at 6 PM on Thursday,
January 15th.
January 15th.
Which has been advertised.
And press release went out to Morning Call, WFMZ, and East Penn Press today. If any other media outlet would like that, just remind me after the meeting and I'll get that to you.
I have nothing further. Motion to adjourn. Motion by Mr. Brown, is there a second? Second by Mr. Barrett. Discussion. All those in favor? We got 7 ayes. We are adjourned at 7:20.
Yeah, I know. That's like.